Hi, Jessica. Pleasure to meet you. You are Mike. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We're actually live right now.
Oh.
Where can we set up that we're not going to be? Is this good for you? Is it good for you?
Yeah. If you're live right now, this is a photo booth. If you want to be a cowboy.
We definitely want to make sure that we got a picture for Instagram. So Josh made me promise that I would get a picture with the cowboy.
What? I'm on a delay.
Nicole's on a delay. Josh made me promise that I would get a picture with Instagram in the cowboy hat.
Of course. I mean, I'm not talking about you.
How convenient. So guys, I don't know how much Josh told you about what we do. Anything?
You said that you were doing interviews.
Yes. Okay. So there we go. Are you familiar with Twitch?
Yes.
Okay. So we
Intimately.
really
Yes, I run the International Game Developers Association here in Dallas.
very cool.
And I actually was meeting with some of the guys from Twitch down at the Austin Game Conference.
Very cool.
So I'm very familiar
Very
with
familiar.
Twitch. Yes.
So we're not Twitch employees.
Okay.
We are Twitch streamers.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we have our own channel, and what makes our channel special is that we focus on interactivity with our audience. So we run a channel where we play board games, and Nicole's nickname is TP for Twitch Proxy. So basically our viewers come and play by proxy with us, and they tell Nicole what moves they want their characters to make, what they want to do, what have you. And we're taking that same philosophy over to the conventions, and by proxy our viewers can be here at Gen.CON. Unless they be here at Gen.CON and maybe in a different room. We've had a couple of our viewers show up while we've been playing streaming. Or whether they're international and they can't come over here, if they're just curious about what's going on at BGG.CON and they may want to come over next year.
Okay.
Sounds good. So we are checking out a couple of the exhibitors, and you guys are Harpy Games.
Yes.
What do you guys do?
So, independent board game maker. I make video games full-time as my day job, and I'm an artist. So I was like, well, let me turn that into making board games and card games. So I made Wrangled and kickstarted it successfully, and then I've got Happy Planets going up on Kickstarter next spring.
Very cute. That was the first thing that Nicole said when we walked over here, was the artwork on your banner for Happy Planets. Is absolutely adorable.
Thank you.
So what got you into video games?
Playing them, and one day I suddenly realized, oh wait, there's a person who makes this. This doesn't just come out of thin air, and somebody makes this. That means somebody does this as a job, can make a living, I could do this instead of working at a cubicle all day. So I looked into it and did a lot of research, and I found that SMU, which is actually here in Dallas, has a program.
What is it? SMU?
Southern Methodist University
Okay.
has a master's degree program called the Guildhall that will teach you how to make video games.
Okay.
Whether you want to be a programmer, whether you want to be a designer, whether you want to be an artist.
Or
producer. That's right, they added the new track.
Okay.
So I was actually I was a foreign exchange student in Japan at the time. So I came back,
Really?
I finished up my degree, and then I went over to the Guildhall and I learned how to make video games, and I started making Star Wars and Walking Dead and Doom, and I'm making all these zombie and monster games during the day, which is awesome and cool, but they're so gruesome, and I'm just I just want to make something kind of
Completely
cute,
opposite, kind of happy,
simple, and a quick playing light game. So I started doing this in my spare time, and just really grew to love it.
Very, very cool. Can you tell me a little bit about the mechanics in Wrangled?
So Wrangled is an area control take that game. The cows are the victory points.
Okay.
And you are trying to use the cowboys of your colors to claim those cows. So right now this cow is claimed by both green and blue.
Okay.
So it is neutralized, but this cow is only claimed by blue. So this is blue's cow. And as you play, the cattle drive forms, and you can use two cowboys to take out one in the cattle drive, and you can use, do I have another cowboy? Come here. And you can use a cowboy to wrangle this cow away and take that point away from your opponents.
Okay.
Moving and shifting the cattle drive as it goes, and it kind of forms to whatever play surface that you're playing on. So I played this in in bars, and you have a very heated game because it's such a small area. But when you have a big table like this, it gets really expansive, and it's always a different game.
Depending on where you're playing with.
Right.
Oh, we're back. We're confirmed back up. Okay. So Wrangled was a successful Kickstarter.
Right.
And if they go on HarpyGames.com, they can now get a copy of Wrangled after the Kickstarter. So after Wrangled, where did you go from there?
Well, I had to take a little hiatus to go work on Doom, the video game.
Very cool.
So while I was working on that, doing Blood and Guts during the day, I started doing Cute Planets at night.
Very cool.
So this is actually going to be on Kickstarter next spring.
I mean, we have the big banner.
What?
I know the big banner. Can I have a couple of the cards, maybe to get an up close?
This is my demo card. Really.
Very cool. Look how cute they are.
Just assemble the solar system here. So what you're basically doing is you're building a solar system.
Nicole?
You're building a solar system and you're trying to terraform it to attract alien colonists.
Okay.
So you have to get resources by blowing these guys up. Because what's better than Cute Planets than getting to blow them up as well? So in this case, you've got like an atmosphere and a water, and you add a moon to make it nice and attractive and stable.
Okay.
And then if I want to get one of the water species, they're kind of a sluggy type of alien. You want extra water. And so then they count as a victory point, and you can, so say that's your hand, because you actually hold these in your hand, and I say, no, I'm not going to let you have that victory point, I'm going to hit you with a meteor.
Okay.
And that's going to take away your victory points. And this is a stand-in. It's actually going to be a really cool little rocket ship if it successfully kickstarts.
Okay.
So you can build rockets, and rockets do two things. First off, they can take out the meteor, and you'll get some resources for that.
Okay.
Or you can actually use them to transport your alien to different planets, because there's more than one alien species, and some of them don't quite get along, and they'll neutralize each other's points.
Okay.
And so you kind of got to move them around until they find a planet they like.
Makes sense. So if our viewers want to check out your Kickstarter to find out when it's going to launch and what's going on with it, where do they go? Also HarpyGames.com?
They go to HarpyGames.com and they can get Wrangled. They can find out information about Happy Planets. But I've also, like I said, mentioned with the interviews, and I'm kind of doing dev blogs of the process of the creation of the games.
That's cool.
So they can go and see kind of the process of how to create the games, as well as interviews with other designers and creators, and kind of almost the business side behind making games.
Right.
As well, the entrepreneurial side. And there they can join the mailing list, and then they'll get updates and free games and resources and print and plays. And I mean, I'm an artist, so I make like maps and resources that you can use to make your own games, and that's just practice for me, and I like to share that with people.
Very cool. Very cool. Jessica, what was the defining moment for you that told you, I want to go work in the video game industry? Well, you were in the video game industry first and then kind of moved over to the board game industry, right?
I'm kind of in both worlds.
Oh, right. Okay.
I do freelance for both. I've been employed by both, and now I'm enjoying the self-employed kind of nature of getting to choose what I work on.
What told you that this is what I want to do for a living? Being in the gaming industry as opposed to anything else.
I realized it was possible.
That was
because
really...
I have always loved art and computers, and going through like all my art classes and all my advisors, they were always like, oh, if you're going to be an artist, you either have to be a gallery artist or you have to like learn traditional print methods. And I want to use a computer. And they're like, oh, then you need to go learn computer science. And I'm like, there's not an either or. There can be both art and computers.
Yeah.
And you can actually make a living doing that, and that seems amazing. So when I tried it a little bit on my own, I just realized, honestly, making games is almost like playing games. And what's better than a job you love?
Yeah. No, that's really cool. That's really cool. So how many times have you guys come to BGG.CON?
This will be my 4th, I think.
Very cool.
Yeah.
This is my first.
Mine too. Bam. What is your favorite part of BGG.CON?
There's an energy here like I have a board game night. I have people that I like to play board games with, and I'll go out to different board game events, and they're really cool. And I love playing the selection of games. But wandering around the vendor halls and getting to see all the cool stuff and see how excited people are about it, and watching people play, and of course that gives me game ideas. And I'm like, oh, they're having a lot of fun doing that. Like over there is, I'm sure you guys saw the salmon game, and they're all yelling all the time, and I'm like. And it's such a simple game, and I'm like, I need that yelling, like the yelling factor,
the
right?
energy.
Yeah, and just that kind of that percolation effect. That it's almost like a hyperbolic chamber of ideas, or not hyperbolic, but it's an idea chamber. Super collider. That's what. Thank you. Yes. And there's just an energy that just makes it like that developer part of your brain just like engage and go to hyperspace with all of these ideas.
Has there been a highlight or a favorite moment for you from this year's BGG.CON?
It's me.
Obviously.
My first time running a booth, and this is in the alley, so I just get today, and it's Saturday, and it's the biggest day with the most people, and just this experience from this side of the table has been, I mean, I've run booths at other conventions, but one of this size has been amazing because it's just, I mean, you can hear the buzz in the background. There's just constant noise and people coming by and looking at your game and looking at a game about to kickstart and getting excited about it, and it's like, I've been playtesting it, my playtesters are excited, but people who have just looked at it for a couple of seconds, like, they get excited about it, and just, again, it's that energy. So this, I'm going to have to find a way to do this again. This is fantastic.
I'm happy you
and
had a great
some
experience.
Great games too, so I love BGG.
Is there any final things that you want to make sure our viewers know before we go?
Harpygames.com will get you a copy of Wrangled. I'm running a BGG.CON / Black Friday sale right now. And then going to geekbolt.com is where you will find the more of the process and the interviews. And if you are at all interested in how the sausage is made, that's where we show it.
All right, and I promised everybody that I would take a picture in the Wrangled banner. Would you take a picture with me?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, you ready for a picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Leave me my mic.
You look ridiculous. Hang on. Give me 1 second.
How did this go?
Beautiful. And yeah, it makes you look so slim.
Makes me look so slim. I love my girlfriends. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.